With a chemical decontamination now done, it's time to move on to the mechanical phase. And for this, we'll be using the AMD Details AMD Clay 200 gram clay bar. This will be accompanied by AMD Bubbles and AMD Quick Detailer. As always, start by ensuring your car is thoroughly washed down. Here I'm using AMD's shampoo with a 2-bucket wash method. First, the wash bucket was filled up with some warm water, as you will have seen in my previous winter detailing tips video. Then 3 squirts of AMD's shampoo was added to my bucket to ensure that I had plentiful shampoo ready to go on the paintwork. Then it was just a case of ensuring the car was thoroughly washed down using the 2-bucket wash method, which we all know and love. This was combined with a large wash pad and a smaller wash pad for the smaller areas. With the car now washed and rinsed, however not dried, it was time to pick up the AMD Claybar, a fine abrasive soft clay bar for removing above surface bonded contaminants from your paintwork. As you can see, it comes in a nice hard carry case, so once you have used it, you can store it safely and cleanly and then go back to it at a later date and use the clay bar again, knowing it's all well and good. Start by taking a pair of scissors or a blade and cutting the outer packaging off the clay bar. This is just there for transportation purposes, ensuring that you get the cleanest clay bar possible. Once done, ensure that your clay bar is cut down to quarterly sizes or cut into 3/3. Personally, I've got quite small hands, so I cut my clay bar into quarters. Again, I use the scissors. You can use a razor blade if you prefer, or some people just tear it off roughly by hand. Here I use these scissors to split down the clay bar. And once I split down the clay bar, I twisted it and then kneaded it. The kneading process is interesting, as what you want to do is take what is effectively a bar of soap and make it into a burger. Sounds silly, I know. Once you've got your quarter of clay, use your fingers and your hands to knead it into the shape of a burger. Now you see where I'm going. The AMD clay is great because you have 3 main methods of using the clay bar with 3 different lubricants. I'll go through all 3 different methods in this video. Once you've got your burger sized clay bar ready to go and it's in a handy shape ready to be used on your paintwork, we'll start with the first method. The first method is quite a traditional method, and it's one that I always revert to because I feel safest. That's using the wash bucket that you use to wash your car and the shampoo, so in this case AMD Bubbles. Once the car's been rinsed after the wash, take a good helpful of soap on the wash pad or wash mitt that you're using and apply it to the panel, ensuring that you've added even lubrication across the panel. Again, we're not using a wash mitt to wash the car here, it's purely to drench the panel in lubrication. Once you've got the panel nicely lubricated, just work your clay bar back and forth quickly. A clay bar works off of speed and friction on the paint. The speed creates the friction, which then releases the bonded contaminants into the clay bar. At this point, don't apply any crazy pressure, just a nice quick back and forth motion, and as you'll see, the clay bar picks up bonded contaminants from the paint. Once you've picked up the bonded contaminants off of a panel or half a panel, depending on how bad your car is, fold the clay bar back in on itself and knead it as you first did into another fresh burger or patty, if you're American, size shape. Now on to method 2 of clay bar lubrication. Here I'll be using AMD Detailer, which is a quick detailer. You can either use this or a dedicated clay lube. This is helpful if you don't have the facilities or the temperature to keep the car wet once it's been washed. Simply dry your car and then spray a panel or half a panel at a time down with the Quick Detailer and set to work with your clay bar. Again, this works in the same manner, it's just a different lubricant. So ensure quick, fast, light motion on the paintwork with the clay bar that you're using to ensure effective contamination removal. Once done, simply fold the clay bar again and wipe the panel dry. The third and most interesting method of lubrication with the AMD Details clay bar is the use of just water. It's not something that any other clay bar promotes. However, AMD Details are very keen to push that you can use their clay bar with just water as a lubricant. So I thought I'd give it a good go. I filled up an old spray bottle with water out my garden tap and drenched the panel down with the water, and then set to work with the clay bar, again in a quick light motion to ensure contamination removal. This was very strange for me as I've never used water as just a lubricant before. However, it seemed to work quite nicely and the clay bar seemed to be well lubricated across all of the panel during this process. When you think about it, you tend to go onto a polishing stage after the clay barring process anyway, so if you pick up very minor marring in this process anyway, it's going to get polished out, so it kind of makes sense to me. Plus you're saving money on product, so it's making a cheaper detail for you. This is a win in my situation. Once you've done a panel with your water, simply take a nice plush microfiber and wipe the panel down. A word of warning, however, if you do happen to drop your clay bar during the clay barring process and it does fall to the ground, ensure that it goes straight to the bin. As you'll be able to see, a clay bar on the floor will pick up any rocks and old contaminants that are on the driveway. You won't be able to fold this away and you will scratch your paintwork. Once your clay barring session is done, ensure that you can either wash your vehicle down again afterwards or maybe just take a bit of AMD detail spray and give the panel a good clean afterwards. Then you're onto your polishing or your waxing stage, whatever comes next. As always, thanks for watching. I hope this has been a useful video. Thanks for AMD Details for making such great products. I'll link all the products below. Again, thanks to my friends at Flair Digital for giving us a hand filming this video. And thanks for you for watching. As always, share, like, comment and subscribe for more detailing content in the near future. Cheers.